When The Forest came out as an early access on Steam in 2014, it took Endnight Games over 4 years to finish it before it finally came out with a full release in April of 2018. Only then they considered putting the game on the PS4, which came out in November, and that didn't take so long, 7 months in fact, so obviously the same is gonna happen with Sons of the Forest, right? Well, sort of. I mean, Sons of the Forest for one has a far bigger team now behind it compared to before when Endnight Games just had like a small little team of just a couple people. Now Endnight is still a small team, but now they've grown a little bit, just to 15 employees. And this small bit of growth from the group has been a huge help. I mean, they even made it clear themselves that update and fixes are going to be rolling out faster because of the extra hands they have on deck now. And it's been more clear recently with the new update coming out just a week after release. And they literally schedule updates in game. At the top left, it tells you when the next update is going to come out. And I'm pretty sure that's all thanks to the extra employees they have now with Sons of the Forest. This is the same reason why they said the game is going to get out of early access faster than the last Forest did. They estimated it'll only take around 6 to 8 months instead of 4 years, which is awesome. That just means they're going to go into 2014 working on some extra stuff like VR support and PlayStation release like the last game. But what about Xbox? That's the whole theme of this video, and that's why I'm telling all of you guys this. Because nobody's really talking about the Xbox release. Like, I'd even talk about it in the last videos I made on the console port because I felt like there was no reason to do so. Whenever a console port gets mentioned about Sons of the Forest, everyone only talks about the PS4 and 5 because the last game only ended up on that platform and not Xbox. It's practically confirmed by now that the game is coming to the PS5 in 2024, since of course the last game came out on PlayStation, but most people dodge the question about Xbox because it's kind of obvious. Obviously the sequel would be released on the PS5 but not Xbox, because if that were the case, Endnight would have been pushed out the first game on Xbox years ago. But clearly they have some sort of behind the scenes deal with Sony, making sure the Steam game stays exclusive to their platform only. We've seen this happen with other Steam exclusives that end up finally coming to console. Sony pulls up offers for them to stay exclusive to their platform only, and they just take it. It happened with Security Breach and a bunch of other games, but that's the best example I could come up with right now. So we're all familiar with this tradition that PlayStation's been doing basically. But it's basically happened with the Forest, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen with Sons of the Forest. But who knows, things may be different this time around. Like I've been saying, it didn't take that long for Endnight Games to work on a port for the Forest. It'll probably be quicker for Sons of the Forest, since now they have more help. They just gotta get the game out of early access first. Then it's all up to them if they want to bring the game over to Xbox too, or just put it on PlayStation like they did with their previous title. It's obvious the game is ready for a console port. I mean, the controller support on the game works as good as mouse and keyboard. I was playing with a PS5 controller and the Xbox icons were just showing up all over, but that may just be the fact that most PC games that have controller support are just optimized to run with Xbox controls, so you could use another controller that's not Xbox controller, but the icons almost always stay the same. But I really do think the devs want to bring the game over to both consoles, maybe even Switch. But Sony just saw the potential this game had before. I mean, it's one of the biggest Steam games of all time. The release speaks for itself. The game crashed the entire platform, and then they sold over 2 million copies in the first 24 hours. Pretty sure Sony isn't dumb. You know damn well they were lurking in the shadows, waiting for Endnight Games to finish the game, and then bought them off like they always do with every other small studio that plans on pushing their games to console. They're just not talking about the background deal. So because of this deal, Sons of the Forest has a very high chance of not coming to Xbox. But just because the game before Sons of the Forest didn't come out on Xbox doesn't mean this new Forest game won't. At this point, everyone knows what the Forest is, even Xbox fans. The series has become so popular, I bet 90% of Xbox players will know all about the gameplay and lore diving into the second game if it did come to Xbox. And this has happened with other games, where the original wasn't on that platform, but the sequel still came out on all platforms. Because at this point, it was no longer under an exclusive contract with either company, so the devs just rolled it out everywhere. But everyone knows about the Forest due to its popularity. It's become so big over the last few years. That's why the Steam release was crazy big. So does this mean that Sons of the Forest will be coming out on Xbox? In my opinion, yeah. But my guess is it's going to be a timed exclusive. The Forest is so popular now, there's no way Endnight wouldn't bring the game over to Xbox, even though the last game wasn't on there. Who cares? Sons of the Forest is a completely different game. That's probably why it's not named The Forest 2. And the game does take place on a new island, continuing the story, yes. But everything's just fresh, and it's like a reimagined version of the original. Very slight chance it would come to Xbox, but it is happening, I think. Everything nowadays is just completely universal. All games practically have crossplay now, and release everywhere, including cloud services, mobile, and even Switch somehow. No way Endnight would want to gatekeep the game again only for the PS4. They'll just miss out on so much potential sales. And hey, maybe it's not even a contract. Maybe they were just scared to release the game everywhere because they thought it wouldn't do good. Or they just love PlayStation more. Who knows? I just know because the last game wasn't out, there's a high chance that it won't come to Xbox like everyone's been saying. But I think give it some time, and after the game's full release, they will announce the game for Xbox and PlayStation. Or maybe PlayStation first and then Xbox, because I'm still with the theory that they have an exclusive deal with Sony. I mean, why else would the last game only come out on PlayStation? But yeah, hopefully this answered your guys' questions. I just want to talk on this. A bit of a follow-up to my last video due to so many requests. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below on everything I said in this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Stay blue.